step 17. Okay, create a web page called shades.htm. Dimensions are given for each cell. So the only difference between this question and the previous question that we saw near the beginning is that this table here now has dimensions. The table in the beginning said that it was 100% of the width of our website. But here we can see that the dimensions of 810 by 130, 600 by 600, 210 by 150, etc. for each of these cells. So this one we're going to be very careful. But the first step we're going to do anyway, create the web page. So here's our web page we've been working on at the moment. So to create a new web page, you go File, New, Blank Page. And we're going to call this sheds.htm. So we're just going to call it sheds. So right click, save, and we're going to call it sheds and save it. Okay, I've got it already, so I'm going to save it. Alright, so what we've got to do now is create this table. So just like before, to create a table, you just go Table, Insert, Table. And now we're just going to be very careful about the properties we set now. So the only thing we've been given is that each of these cells have a dimension, and we know how many rows and columns we're going to need here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows, and at most 1, 2 columns. So 6 rows and 2 columns. But now the specify width, we can't say it's 100% of the width of our website because we have dimensions now. So that's going to change. We're going to put in pixels because these are pixel values we've been given. So the first value represents the width, 810. So this cell here going all the way across is 810 in width. So that tells us that the full width of the table is 810. And you can see it does because if this cell is 600 and then this cell here is 210, that makes 810 going across. So here we're going to say in pixels 810. And there's nothing more we can do. They don't tell us about any other property or properties. So I'm just going to say OK. And now we're going to change it. So we're going to make each of these cells, basically we're going to merge them to make them, and then we're going to set the dimensions. So one thing you can notice really that's a little bit different from our previous table is that now this table does not take up 100% of the width of our website. It's just 810 pixels. So cell A is the first row combined. So I'm going to highlight, right click, merge cells. B is from the second cell on the left to the second last cell on the left. So that's these, right click and merge. And G is 1. Right click and merge. So 810 by 130 is the first cell. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on this cell. There's TD. I'm going to click on this little arrow. Tag properties. And I'm going to go specify width, specify height. And here I'm going to type in the dimensions of the cell. So it's 810 by 130. So 810 is the width. So 810. And the height is 130. And I say apply. And OK. And now go to the next cell. So this one over here is B. So 600 by 600. Arrow. And next to TD. Tag properties. Specify width, specify height. 600 by 600. Apply. So you've got to do it for each of these. So the next one, C, is 210 by 150. So you can see there's just a little bit of space in here. I'm going to click so it just makes it in that cell. TD, tag properties. So it's 210 by 150. Apply. So okay. We'll do the next one, same thing. 210 by 150. So once you know how to do one, you can pretty much do the rest. But so these are all the same. So 210 by 150. And last one, cell F, TD, tag properties, 210 by 150. So the last one is 810 by 80. So we're going to click on the last one, TD, tag properties, 810 by 80. and apply. And that's it. So that is how to make a table that has dimensions. Just be very careful. It's very different to a table that's 100% of the width of your website. Let me know if you have any questions.